Good day. I'm just another anon, and whether I have a face or not is irrelevant. What I have to say though, maybe, if I was to destroy America, I wanted to plot to destroy America, but not launch bombs or missiles or anything, what would I do? I would open the borders to millions and millions and endless millions of people, because once you open the borders, when do you close it? When does it becomes then an equal opportunity thing for all those who want to get in? Now, it's hard to estimate how many people would actually transport themselves into the USA if the borders were completely open. But one dares suggest it would be endless, millions. So why would anyone, no matter whether they're Democrat or Republican or anything you like, want to do such a thing to a country? We all feel sorry and have compassion for people who are struggling in the world. But I do not see how opening the borders and flooding millions, millions of people will then go into the US, which already has a poverty problem, which already has homeless people living in America. I've been to America, I've seen the homeless people in the street. And I suggest if the Democrats were really into showing their real compassion, then they would make sure that there were no homeless people in America first before they opened the borders. Maybe that's what the deal should be. We will reduce our homelessness to nil, and then we will open the borders a bit. Because that will be fair and that will be equitable with the people they should be serving. That is the people in the country already who may have worked or been in the forces or born in America and have the right to be there. Legally, the people who are coming in have no legal rights to be there. So why everyone is suddenly standing up for people who are trying to enter the country illegally is rather deeply suspicious. It's not racism to say, oh, you can't come in. I can't walk into America. I'm white. I speak English perfectly well. I'm a highly skilled person. But I can't just walk in. Okay, turn up at the borders of America. Let me in. I demand to come in. Oh, no, you can't come in. Why? Well, you're white. Oh, is that make a difference? Yeah, you've got to be sort of not white to get through these open borders. So one wonders, it's just a game, because most of the people, coincidentally, and that's all it is, who want to get over borders are not white. So therefore you can use that as an iconic symbol of someone's racism by saying, well, you can't come in because we have to protect our borders. We can't have mass immigration just like that. It's like an invasion. It's actually quite scary. So you have to ask, what is the motives behind people, no matter who they are, who want an open border? Because one has to suggest, those people suggesting that live in wealthy suburbs and it will not affect them, or they're after, in fact, lowering the cost of labour by bringing in flood of people who work cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and undermine the attempt to raise the living standards of Americans, which Mr. Trump, I believe, is trying to do so. So there's more to this open borders than just being sympathetic towards people. It's trying to make someone look racist because these people are not white, and two, it's trying to bring down the cost of labour so to compete with other Americans who've got a perfectly legal right to be there. America has got a generous refugee and immigration system in place right now, but taking in endless, unlimited number of people with no legal right to be there, no matter how anyone puts it, is a catastrophe waiting to happen in the future. Because jobs, this is the main reason I'm saying this. Unless you have a direct plan to employ these people and put them into an employment situation, the fact of AI and robots at some stage is going to take a play upon the employment that there is. This is without a doubt. That at some stage is going to come with robotic cars and all those sorts of things are going to change the nature of employment anyway. So the idea you can flood billions of people into a country when there may end up being a shortage of work, and you may have to reduce the hours worked to cater for this within 15 or 10, 15 years, which I am suggesting they will be the case, then what do you do when you have all these people bringing their small children in, which will then grow and be competing for even fewer jobs because of robots and AI? Now, it appears the Democrats do not understand maths, science or humanity only other than to use the emotional weaknesses or people's problems and concerns for their own political benefits or for their own political ideology, whatever that is, we're not sure, but the ideology seems plainly to be to destroy the Republicans, which I'm no fan of theirs. I think they can be rather cruel and heartless, but that is not the point. From a purely economic point of view and a humanitarian point of view, the best thing the people can do in these countries is fix their own countries up. Get law and order into their own countries. Ask the US to send law and order teams in to sort their countries out or something like that. And sort these countries out they come from. Maybe have a more higher moral behaviour in their countries. If they had a higher moral factor in these countries, in Central America and South America and all everywhere else, then they won't have a flood of people. Floods of people and migrants are caused by poor moral values. That's all. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these people. I'm sure they're all beautiful people. But within 10, 15 years, when AI and robots start doing all of the work or more of the work, work will have to be shared, which I predict, then you are looking at a real catastrophe. Unless you sort of wipe all the value of houses down so they're not worth anything and everyone can afford one, you are looking at creating a massive amount of internal refugees in America within 10 years through this system, and then you have got civil insurrection on your hands with all these people saying, oh, you're all racist because you're white and stuff like that, even though that's not the case. Just slander against all white people, my people, or just trying to undermine democracy to bring in sort of a Marxist Islamist system into the Western nations, and that's actually what's going on. I'm just another anon, and I'm bringing you my insight into why they want to bring endless numbers, millions even, into America at a time when the jobs are going to go eventually, like it or not, because of robotisation and through AI. Within 10-15 years, work will have to be shared, and I suggest it'll be a 22-hour week, something like that. Work will have to be shared. They're going to have to sort that thing out first. America has its own deep problems. It's no right for people to import millions of people and create further problems when all those kids get older and all those people need caring for in hospitals and everything like that. Who pays for it? Who will pay for this? America's got trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. This only adds to the debt. So this is a nasty, cynical game played by the Democrats. It's a terrible game played against their own country and against their own country. And it's very suspicious. And it's deeply short. Politics is one thing, winning elections is one thing, but when you turn against your own country like this, that's another thing altogether. Clinton lost the election because she appealed for migrants and everyone not but the Americans who were working themselves and needed jobs. The lady was silly, and she lost the election because she didn't understand how to do politics or what democracy is, but appealing to a majority of your own constituents, not a majority of constituents outside of your country. Anyway, I'm just another anon. Bye.